Behind this 100 points is a nice blank space of paper. Nah, just kidding.
NANI?! お前はもう死んでいる。
But seriously, behind his 100 points, behind his tantalizing dunks,
What were they doing to me?
People will say to me, well, Shaquille weighed 50 to 75 pounds more than Wilt, and he would be able to do whatever. Wilt.
Behind the nickname, the Big Dipper, there's a kid just trying to fit in, because Chamberlain was already 6'3" by 8th grade. Wait, what's wrong with that? Well, instead of his height giving him confidence, it made him a target and left him feeling like an outcast. Growing beyond 7 feet by the end of high school, Chamberlain was quite literally too big for the world around him. According to the Philadelphia Inquirer, Wilt so often had to diminish himself, ducking beneath row house doorways and slumping in the company of friends just to appear normal. This led to family and friends calling him Dipper, or the less flattering Dippy, due to his constant stooping. So, even if Chamberlain appeared to live a charmed life, a suave ladies' man who also happened to be the most dominant player of all time, don't be fooled. The nickname Big Dipper wasn't born from his on-court prowess, but rather from a dark chapter in his childhood. Wilt went on to become the Big Dipper, or the Stilt, and one of the greatest basketball players ever. NBA, NBA, NBA. Home to some of the most talented athletes around the globe. And Magic Johnson was one of them. We'll punch you if you disagree with this. It is common to have a nickname, especially if you are dominating the game every single time you put your shoes on the court. But honestly, what is the story behind every iconic NBA nickname? Well, you won't believe this. Just take a look at Kobe Black Mamba Bryant. Now usually, giving yourself a nickname is about as cool as wearing socks with sandals. But Kobe gets a free pass on this one. Why? Come on, it's just too darn fitting. The Black Mamba inspiration came from the 2001 movie Kill Bill, directed by Quentin Tarantino. In the film, the protagonist earns the codename Black Mamba as she goes on a vengeful rampage. Kobe caught the flick while he was up to his eyeballs in personal drama, aka the Colorado Rape. With the media and fans breathing down his neck and his family life on the rocks, he needed a boost. Feeling a kinship with the character's grit and determination, Kobe adopted the nickname as his personal pep talk. He had to channel his inner snake charmer to block out the chaos and find some peace of mind. In a 2014 documentary, Bryant explained, "The Mamba can strike with 99% accuracy at maximum speed in rapid succession. That's the kind of basketball precision I want to have." And thus, the nickname became a symbol of Kobe's ferocious competitiveness and unwavering dedication to the game. Phew, that was heavy! Time for a palate cleanser. Our next nickname is less venomous and more, well, medicinal. Introducing the Dr. Julius Erving. Dr. J was the brainchild of Julius's high school teammate Leon Saunders in Roosevelt, New York. Julius called Leon the Professor, so Leon volleyed back with the Doctor. It was a match made in nickname heaven. And when they both went to the University of Massachusetts, the monikers stuck like glue. Being given a nickname is one thing, but living up to it, that's a whole different ballgame. Erving rose to the challenge though, making it clear that the Doctor was in every time he hit the court with this surgical precision. Many have tried to mimic Dr. J's high-flying antics, but let's not kid ourselves. There's only one doctor in the NBA circle. Paging Dr. J. Paging Dr. J. We need 50 cc's of epic dunks. Stat. So, we've had the venomous Black Mamba, and the Doctor, who can operate on the court. Who's up next in our whirlwind tour of basketball nicknames? Well, imagine a muscular mailman. But instead of delivering mail, he is dunking left and right.
They go to the mailman, drive, hang it up.
Right side, Malone,
On Mark Eaton.
From a seriously intense icon to an old-school muscular marvel, let's dive into the story behind the nickname of the first NBA player who moonlighted as a bodybuilder, Karl Malone. The Mailman was his moniker because he always delivered, come rain, hail, sleet, or snow. And no, we're not talking about pizza. Save that for MJ. Malone's nickname started as a joke. It was gifted to him by Louisiana Tech sports information doctor Teddy Allen.
So most everybody knows that Teddy nicknamed Karl Malone the mailman back when they were in Louisiana Tech.
Picture this. They were trying to get to Monroe, Louisiana through some gnarly weather. Teddy quipped, "Hey, if we were a bunch of mailmen, we would deliver." They made it, won the game, and the mailman was born. Talk about a special delivery. As any pro athlete will tell you, consistency is the holy grail, and Malone had that on lock. He tackled a brutal summer training regime that focused on conditioning, stamina, and resistance training. Like a mailman, Malone rarely called in sick, missing only 10 games in 18 seasons. Take that, flu season! While the meaning of Karl Malone's nickname requires a bit of backstory, our next one is so obvious it practically slam dunks itself. His Airness, Michael Jordan.
How high can you get up? Oh, yes, here comes Mike. Oh, what a play.
Michael Jordan at his best. There's very few people on this planet that can do this.
The Air nickname was dreamed up by his agent, David Falk, when he discovered Nike's plans for MJ's sneaker and clothing line. Falk was inspired by Nike's new air cushioning technology, designed to give your feet the royal treatment. Though Jordan initially had his heart set on Adidas in 1984, he and Nike turned out to be a match made in sneaker heaven. From the cushioning tech to Jordan's gravity-defying feats, Air Jordan was the perfect nickname for him. It later led to his Airness, to convey the awe and admiration fans and players had for his unmatched talent. And now for some crunchy trivia. Did you know that Michael Jordan's first car was a 1976 Grand Prix? You're probably thinking right now, yeah, that's a great car, but what's the big deal? Well, it had a license plate with Magic Jordan on it. That's because MJ was so smitten with the next player on our list that he couldn't resist borrowing his nickname. Who's that magical player? Well, Erving Magic Johnson. Like Jordan's Air or Julius Erving's The Doctor, Magic perfectly captures Johnson's on-court wizardry. The enchanting tale of how Johnson earned the nickname Magic dates back to 1975 when he was a mere 15 years old. After leading his team to a nail-biting 50-49 victory, Fred Stabley Jr., a sports reporter for the Lansing State Journal, attended Johnson's first game at Everett High School, but left feeling underwhelmed. Stabley returned for Johnson's second game, and that's when he witnessed the young star's true potential. Fate had me assigned to the second game, Stabley Jr. recalled. That second game, it was nothing short of magical. Johnson led his team to a 30-point win by scoring a staggering 38 points, grabbing 20 rebounds, and dishing out 19 assists. Stabley swears Johnson also conjured up 10 steals that night. The sports journalist Christian Johnson with the nickname Magic right after the game, leaving the 6'9" point guard questioning, "It's not really gonna stick, right? He fooled me." The next day in the paper, it says Erving Magic Johnson leads Everett High School. And so, the legend was born. We've had a blast exploring some spot-on basketball nicknames. But now it's time to take a sharp turn and dive into something a little more unexpected. Introducing Larry Bird's Hick from French Lick. Now, this nickname might have rolled off the tongue with its rhyming wordplay, and sure, Larry was from French Lick, Indiana. But calling him a hick, which implies a simple-minded country bumpkin, was far from accurate. Larry Bird was anything but a fool.
First layup for two.
His former teammate Quinn Buckner had high praise for Larry. Larry's one of the smartest, pragmatic people I know. And I mean, my mother, God rest her soul, was very bright. Coach Bob Knight is Coach Knight and Bill Russell are probably the two brightest people I know. Larry is maybe right under that. But before you feel sorry for Bird, let's clear the air. He reportedly gave himself that nickname. So whether it was his playful sense of humor or his love for rhymes, one thing is for sure, Larry Bird was no hick.